The exhibition features about 150 works of art by about 65 artists. We've had the great pleasure of welcoming many of those artists at the opening of the exhibition and at subsequent events on our Saturdays. Since the exhibition opened, about 55,000 visitors have walked through, many of them attracted to the museum by the free Saturdays, free general admission Saturdays that has been generously sponsored by Mrs. Wilsey. There are also 2 remaining free Saturdays for the exhibition itself before the end of the show on March the 15th, on the 2nd Saturday of February and the 2nd Saturday of March. And we are also offering a reduced entrance to the museum exhibition of $10 on other Saturdays. So there's plenty of time for our visitors to still enjoy this incredibly important exhibition. And with that, I'm going to hand over to Mayor Brown. Did you not know that?
The DeYoung Museum is one of the treasures of the city and county of San Francisco. And I had the great pleasure, while serving as the mayor of this city, on more than one occasion to come visit a place that, as a result of the quake of '89, ended up being the new DeYoung Museum. And it would not have been that way without a fabulous commitment from a woman who, more than any other single person in this city, understands, appreciates, and devotes much of her resources and her life to the arts. And she devotes those resources and herself to the arts, reflective of the incredible, wonderful collection of people that represents the diversity of this extraordinary city. In your capacity as mayor, and I'm sure Mayor Breed shares my view on this, if we had just 4 of Dee Dee's, oh my God, yes, probably. But it was, frankly, just a wonderful experience to be able to pick up the telephone and have somebody on the other end understand and offer suggestion and directions on how best to address what needed to be addressed. And no one does it any better. And so, Mayor Breed, it's my pleasure to introduce you, because I know you want to say some wonderful words, as you often do these days. You know, I knew London when she could hardly speak English. But she has gotten so good, I don't even want to be near where she is for speech-making purposes, because she does it so clear, so concise, and so direct. Having London Breed as the mayor and still having Dee Dee on the side under all circumstances means that the city is appropriately and richly in great hands, and the soul of a nation clearly reflects that. And when the man who heads this museum says this show is to leave in March, that's 5 days before my 86th birthday. I think you ought to keep the show here. Yes, give me a party here. But ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you the woman who heads this city and who I think will have a long tenure of doing the kind of things that are reflective in this museum. And believe me, if you're the mayor, this is your museum. Mayor Breed, your museum.
First of all, thank you, Mayor Brown, for that introduction, and thank you to everyone who is here today. Tom Campbell and the team here at the DeYoung Museum, they do an extraordinary job working to bring some of the most innovative exhibitions anywhere. I love coming to the DeYoung too, and I know that so many of these exhibits wouldn't be possible if it weren't for this incredible woman, Dee Wilsey, who not only rose up her sleeves to help get buildings built, like the DeYoung Museum and the hospital at UCSF and other incredible places in San Francisco, but she is committed to ensuring that we have real equity when we provide opportunities like a DeYoung Museum. And Soul of a Nation and what it represents is absolutely extraordinary. And the fact that Ms. Wilsey has invested resources into making sure that there are days that are free to the public to ensure access to such an incredible exhibit is something that typically a corporation or company usually does, but this lady single-handedly did it for this incredible exhibit. And I want to thank you for your work and your commitment. This extraordinary exhibit, which spans over the course of 20 years during the most, I think, critical transition of African Americans anywhere, especially here in California, is just absolutely incredible. And I had an opportunity in December to tour the exhibit with the curator and to just really feel like I was stepping back in time, and the commitment and how these revolutionary artists chose to take what they knew best in terms of what they created and turn it into something so extraordinary. It is mind-blowing. And, you know, I'm a big fan of Romare Bearden and the work that he's done and how his messages, you have to stare at his work for a very long time to really understand all the pieces of the collage artwork that he does to really just get a feel for how impactful at the time his work was and continues to be to this very day. As Mayor Brown mentioned, I think that I used to be the executive director of the African American Art and Culture Complex, and during that time, I wanted to put the African American Art and Culture Complex on the map as a community art space for performing and visual arts, but I also wanted to make sure that larger institutions like the DeYoung highlighted African American artists, both past and present, and we developed an incredible working relationship with the DeYoung Museum, hosting nights here at the DeYoung Museum when the current co-executive director, Melora Green, and our sister, Melanie Green, served and worked at the center, curating and doing everything under the sun, and now they're running the place. So I'm really grateful that Melora is here today with us to celebrate this milestone and how this incredible exhibit, which talks about everything from the Black Panther movement, which started right here in the Bay Area in Oakland, to the Watts riots in Los Angeles and the significance that artists played during that time in communicating the message, really touched the hearts and lives of African Americans and was not always, you know, appreciated and celebrated in Maine society. It was our way of coming together. It was our way of communicating. And now it's the world's way of showing respect and appreciation for what artists did during that time, during such a significant movement that has led to an opportunity for even someone like me or Mayor Brown to serve as mayor of one of the most incredible cities in the world today. So I recognize the connection. I recognize using art as a vehicle for change. I'm also really excited that we have two of our arts commissioners here, Chuck Collins and Leah Parker Pendleton here today as well. It is really great to have so many people who care about the opportunities that exist, and using this story and this exhibit, Soul of a Nation, really digs deep into that. And I got to tell you, if you walk around these halls and you hear about what this exhibit is about and you read what you see, it really will take you back, and it really will make you feel a certain kind of way about how artists and African Americans in this country had to live and chose to put themselves and their lives on the line anyway for justice. And over the span of 20 years, it gives you just a glimpse of that. That's why this is so powerful. That's why we are all here today, to see it, to experience it, to take it in, and also to share it with other people in the Bay Area so that they don't miss out on an opportunity to see what I think is one of the most extraordinary exhibits that the DeYoung Museum has had in a long time. So again, I want to thank all of you for being here today. I'm really excited about this. I've actually seen it and really spent a quality time here exploring it. And again, we wanted more exhibits like this at the DeYoung. We want more exhibits like this in San Francisco. And I want to again thank Dee Dee for really shining a light on the need to provide diverse opportunities in arts here in San Francisco. You have been just really a true treasure, and we value you so much. And thank you to everyone who is joining us here today. Now I'm going to turn the mic back over to Tom Campbell, and I think at that time we'll go over a guided tour.
And can I also mention we have one of the artists, Mike Henderson, is with us this afternoon.
Thank you.
So thank you all very much. Lee, are you going to choreograph a photograph?